about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Ike Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Ike Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome to a sunny day in Michigan. And wow, considering it's October, this is unbelievable. I've talked to so many people that say, hey, if we could just have this all year round, Michigan would probably be the #1 state in the whole wide world. And I really enjoy the opportunity to talk to you on sunny days and rainy days or any day. I pride myself on trying to cover both age spectrums, the younger crowd and as well as the more seasoned crowd. As you know, from 11 a.m. to 11:30, we do the bright side of aging. And I really truly feel there is a bright side of aging, especially when you got a sunny day like this today. And if you're in the mood to call in while we're on the air, and I hope you're in the mood, because quite frankly, this is an interactive show So, by all means, you can't interact if there's nobody to talk to. But I try to bring on interesting guests, and I'm looking forward to possibly having a pharmacist on within the next 20 minutes or so. And if not, we'll have him on next week. I do the show weekly, as you know. 11 a.m. to 11:30 is Bright Side of Aging. And from 11:30 to 12 noon is Entrepreneurs Network. And while we're on the air for the next hour, please, if you're in the mood to either address each segment, 248-557-3300. While we're on the air, 248-557-3300. And when we're off the air, I always like to be in touch with you 24 hours a day. And I'm very sincere about this. You can call anytime because it's a toll-free number. And the toll-free number for us to be in touch is 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980. And I hope to hear from you, and anytime that you call in on that number, I will be glad to be in touch with you directly. All you got to do is press number 1. If indeed you are interested in any of the products or services that we promote, I would like to remind you that since we've been around the block, so to speak, as I'm a pharmacist, I pride myself on trying to stick to helping seniors in every way possible. And one of the things as a pharmacist, as you all know, it's vital that you take your medications properly. Are you aware that aside from the dilemmas that you have in life in terms of surgeries and all, how important it is for you to take your medications at the proper time? And we've got a free 7-day medication dispenser that I'll be glad to mail to you just to cover the mailing charges. By you're calling 1-888-489-8980. I would like to be able to be in touch with you if you belong to any organization. We have a talk that we give on the wise use of medicine. And I'd like to give you a few tips in terms of taking your medications. Most people don't organize their medications in really an efficient way. And there are great medication dispensers, and one that I'm really excited about is called Med Center. Picture 31 little sliding tubes set up in a nice neat tray, with each one numbered at the top from 1 to 31. There ain't going to be any more than 31 days in any month. So you organize in each tube, so to speak, your medications. So if you take medications once a day, obviously you just would fill that one little cavity. And it goes up to 4 times a day. So that way, on the top is the number of the day of the month. And because it's neatly set up, the thing is that you can set it up an entire month ahead. And if you don't feel comfortable in doing that, we have caregivers at a reasonable price that will actually come out and not only take care of the medications, but help you around the home. So call us on our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. Now, I have a 7-day dispenser that I'm willing to send out to you if you call our toll-free number. All we'll do is charge you a few dollars to cover the mailing charge, but it's yours free. And because, as you know, Bob Allison, who unfortunately passed away, I guess now it's almost 2 years. He had cookbooks that he used to promote. And because he and I are both a member of the Rotary Club, I decided that anyone listening to this program and wants to take advantage of those cookbooks, it costs, quite frankly, around $10 for the book and the mailing charge. If you're open to it and you'd like one of his books, I'll be glad to mail that to you as well. We try to be helpful, but all you got to do is call. While we're on the air, 248-557-3300. When we're off the air, 1-888-489-8980. And we can arrange not only for medications, but also any useful items to help make your life easier. That's why I do the show, and as a pharmacist, there are things that a lot of people are not aware that are very simple in terms of staying well. As I mentioned, taking your medications at the right time is vital. Having them diagnosed as to whether it's the right medication for you. I work with the Wayne State College of Pharmacy, so if you're confused that maybe some medications you're taking make you feel more drowsy, I'll be glad to have one of the pharmacy professors that I've enjoyed the opportunity to be taught by to help in doing an overview. We obviously don't want to get in the way of your pharmacist. There are a lot of great pharmacists out there. But one thing that I can't stress strongly enough is that are you aware when you go to the drugstore and they ask you to sign that you got your medications, it's not a matter of just a receipt. Most people are not aware that what you are signing is really, in that verbiage, the wording, it says, do you have any questions? All your questions have been answered. So you're answering that, hey, I know all about this medicine. Don't sign that sheet until you've actually talked to the pharmacist. Another great tip is that you should know whether you are to take your medications before or after meals, sometimes during meals. Those are simple things that you should have and written down, as well as also make sure that before you go to the pharmacy and you need a refill, that you keep some pills still in your prescription bottle, because that way you can compare when the new pill is given to you. If it's a different color or shape, it's possible that they bought it from another generic company. But ask. There are so many medications that now look alike, and unless you ask the pharmacist again, and if he's a decent pharmacist, he doesn't mind being asked. Because I remember in my days when I was filling prescriptions, I really appreciated when a patient took personal interest in what I was dispensing. We are all human. And unfortunately, one of the downsides of being human is that you make mistakes. But the good news is, most mistakes can be corrected if the person is open-minded. And before I take our break, I want to remind you of one of my Ikeisms, which you should always surround yourself with open-minded people, both in your personal as well as professional life. Because as it has been wisely said, the mind is like a parachute, only operates properly in an open position. With those words of wisdom, we'll take a brief break. We'll be right back, hopefully with Monty from Tri-Unity Pharmacy. Don't go away. Family run for over 88 years, Front's Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Oury Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Oury's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Oury Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. I am glad we're back, as they say. It's better to be back and front, ideally. I wanted to make sure that we have a chance to have you call in if you have any questions related to our show in terms of what we try to convey. And one of the things I try to convey is keeping you in a vertical position as long as is possible. And one of the big things that you want to do right now is this is Medicare switch time, so to speak. And the truth of it is that the old line goes the next best, or I should say the next worst thing, depending on which way you want to look at it, is when you only have one choice or you have too many choices. We have right now so much confusion in regards to the whole concept of Medicare. And I cannot stress the importance of checking every year as to whether you're in the right program. I know of so many organizations like the Area Agency on Aging that I strongly endorse. They've been a sponsor of ours periodically as well. They are the one in for the majority of the state in this area is Area Agency 1B. There are 16 offices around the state. So no matter where you are, there's an area agency on aging in your neighborhood. I like the one in Oakland County because it's right near the studio. And Sherry Smith, who's a community relations coordinator there, is very knowledgeable, and it's free. And if you want to set up an appointment with them, please call me on my toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980. But you can contact them directly. Area Agency on Aging 1B. There's also 1A, and there's also 1C. So the point is that you should be in touch with professionals that are part of our government system. Yes, our government is able to help you, and especially in times like this, and there's no charge. But I also work with independent advisors in the insurance business, and I'll be glad to share their names. I've screened them. Just let me know when you're available. Many of them welcome your coming to their office, and they have these independent insurance agents are all over the country, and they can do a lot by phone. But if you want to be in person, there's quite a few of them that will even come to your home, and you can be with your family. And there's Part A and Part B, C, D, and unfortunately they got more programs than there are letters of the alphabet, it seems. But you have to talk to someone knowledgeable. And one of the big frustrations for many people is they have so many choices, they don't know which way to go. And there's also a program of the original as well as the Advantage programs. And each has its benefits. But like everything else, like an insurance that you buy on a conventional basis, you have to meet with somebody who knows what your needs are, and there are good ones and bad ones. Pharmacists many times can at least direct you in terms of the medications as to which ones that you have. On a personal basis, I've been on about 5 different medications for the last 20 years, and although I haven't been on Medicare for 20 years, I've checked every year as to whether I'm in the right program. And guess what? Every couple of years, turns out that these pharmaceutical companies will change their program. So please, please, talk to the Area Agency on Aging. If you need any of their numbers, I'll be more than happy to share them with you if you call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. And the situation is, because it changes every year, you should try to stay on top of it by way of checking. What's the old line that I think Ronald Reagan, the former president, used to use? Check but verify. It's true in terms of everyday life, and also in terms of your situation when it comes to health. And in terms of health, you should have a medical team put together. I joke about it, but good humor many times has a lot of truth to it. As you age, you find you have parts of your body that you didn't know existed. You know why? Because it sort of hurts. And the truth of it is that that's part of life. And the good news is we have more medications today that can take care of most ailments. And my father, who was a very wise man, and I was very fortunate to be his son, used to have a saying, obviously being healthy is the best. But if you're going to get sick, hopefully you get a condition that a lot of other people have, because this way you can compare. And I haven't practiced filling prescriptions in quite a while, but I still have the old-time knowledge that I can try to assist you with, and I'm very fortunate. I've got a lot of young clinical pharmacists that help me, and I'll be glad to help you. There's no charge. We do it because we want to give back. And as you age, I cannot stress the importance of giving back and staying connected. As many of you that have listened to me over the years know, I sort of have acronyms and bits of philosophy about many things. And I have the ABCs of proper or healthy aging. A stands for you have to accept that you're going to be getting older. And unfortunately, your vigor, as was said so many times during the Kennedy administration, sort of wanes down. So as a result, you have to think wiser. Your flexibility is going to change as well. So adjust and accept. That's the A. B is actually have a bridge between people around you as well as the people that used to be around you in terms of what they're doing and what have you. And that's where the C comes in. Communicate and connect. And I'm a proud member of both the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club. And I cannot stress the importance of joining up with a service organization, because most of these organizations, as I like to say, have got seasoned people. I don't want to call them elderly, and most of them are retired. And they join up so that they can give back to the community. I belong to the one in West Bloomfield because that's where I live. And we're going to have a Halloween treat type day on the 22nd. I'm sorry, it's going to be the 23rd or whatever the Sunday works out to be before the 31st. And in that point, you at Marshbank Park, and they've got those type of programs throughout the community. And they also have what we call Turkey Day. It comes around Thanksgiving. We have turkeys that we give out to people that unfortunately don't have the family around them to help them out. The key is in life is you have to give before you take. And I cannot tell you how gratifying it is to be able to give something to someone in need and have a smile on their face. I've had people, complete strangers, then when we deliver the meals to them, which by the way, that's a year-round deal, Meals on Wheels, volunteer, I cannot tell you how gratifying it is to drop off a meal. And I've had perfect strangers hug me just for their good feeling that they have, knowing there's another human being that cares for them. I've got more stuff, but not for today. We'll have to do it on the next visit. And I'd never like to leave this segment without my favorite parting thought, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Oury Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Oury's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Oury Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. And it's sweet to be with you, especially if I have got people that I really admire as to what they do to make you a success. As you know, we have Zoom meetings for the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan every other Tuesday from 12 to 1. You know, it's interesting how life goes. When a whole disaster that we've had to face, where we are not really encouraged to meet person to person, and we were having the restriction of meeting as human beings like we had before the COVID situation, it was a real seeming disaster. Along comes Zoom, and now one of the positive aspects is that we have members of our Entrepreneurs Network that have moved out of state that now are able to join us every other Tuesday. If you're in Michigan, of course, we are welcome to meet and greet in person, and we're considering right now of doing hybrid meetings, but until then you might want to mark down on your calendar that our next meeting is going to be in November the 2nd from 12 to 1. If you're interested in participating, check out enomichigan.com, or you can check meetup.com and /events. And of course, the wonderful thing now with Zoom meetings is we can have speakers from all around the world as actually participating in our meeting. And I'm really excited about someone who shares in my views that sure, Zoom meetings are great and what have you, but the human voice is still the best way that you can communicate with people. And one of my philosophies is, as you've heard some of my bits of philosophy over the years, is that as an entrepreneur, one of the biggest mistakes you make is trying to do everything yourself. And the truth of it is, we should all take an inventory of ourselves. What are our strengths and what are our weaknesses are? In fact, it's been referred to as the SWOT test. And you can do that in business, and we can discuss that at any other time. Today, I have John Waechter on the air, and he is a dynamic entrepreneur who works with major companies and solopreneurs. And he has decided to take that niche of the human being connection, doing it electronically. And as many people know, it is so much of a hassle when you get strangers calling you, trying to sell you encyclopedias. In fact, I don't know if there are any encyclopedias being sold these days with the internet and all. But properly done, telemarketing is a terrific way of both building and starting your business. And he is an expert at it. In fact, he does it as a living, as part of his talents. He also has other services he offers, but the one that caught my eye is telemarketing cold call services. And I always promote having a good tagline, and John Waechter's tagline is, "We make the calls you do not want to make, even though you know you should." I'm really excited about working with John in terms of connecting with a lot of the entrepreneurs that are out there. They really need additional support of things they can't do, but worse yet, they know they can, but they don't want to do it. So, John Waechter, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, Ike. It's a pleasure to be on. Thank you for having me.
Well, you've been around the block, so to speak. We have a mutual friend, Don Zavis, who's a sales guru, as I call him. Mm-hmm. And he's been on the air with me, and also when he lived in Michigan before he moved to Tucson, he used to attend our meetings and was a speaker and all. And he told me what a fine individual you are. And I thought that when you hear somebody that's a fine individual, you share their talents with other people. So, John, pretend you're at our Entrepreneur Network meeting, and I ask you to give your 60-second elevator pitch. Go for it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ike. Well, I'm John Waechter, and the umbrella company that I kind of formed is something we call Waechter Advisory Network, and I do work with Don Zavis quite a lot. We have a 90-minute sales training live broadcast and Zoom every Friday at 9 a.m. from 9 to 10:30 a.m. and this is a Mountain Time, so it would be noon to 1:30 in Michigan. But we do that every week, and yeah, I get involved in telemarketing services because there are an awful lot of solopreneurs who don't have time to make the calls. They mean you might be right, but they don't have the desire either. But so often an entrepreneur doesn't really have the time. And you mentioned quickly about a SWOT analysis. We do those, and it's really interesting if you're in the planning phase for any solopreneur or entrepreneur on a smaller scale. The planning phase is what gets lost so often because the individuals wear so many different hats, they either forget or don't believe the need to plan. And when you're talking about strengths and weaknesses, that's one of the services we offer a solopreneur, is that behavioral assessment, because we call it the owner's manual to you. It tells you from a data standpoint, as a solopreneur, what your strengths and weaknesses are from a data standpoint, and it gives you it becomes a very important self-coaching vehicle, because now you know in writing where you need to focus and what comes natural to you. So we call it the owner's manual to you, and it's a behavioral assessment that Don Zavis and I do here in Tucson, Arizona. And so between the sales training and business coaching and the telemarketing services, and just basically helping people find their place in networks so that the community can work together commercially to benefit everybody. That's pretty much in summary what Waechter Advisory Network is all about.
Now, do you do ongoing coaching as well, or?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a variety of clients that we operate on a subscription basis. So we have what we call our Business Builders program. We have what we call our Class Pass program, and a couple of different layers of subscription. Plus, we have custom keynote speaking engagements, and sometimes we get involved in meeting facilitation exercises with small organizations that are having a little bit of a rocky time communicating, and so we get involved in a lot of that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, we have an ongoing business sales training coaching, as well as we have just one-off projects that we get involved in from time to time.
Wow, I mean, when you analyze it as a solopreneur, there's only so much you can do on your own. So from what you just described, you become like their company, right? The back room, they keep calling it. Is that correct? Or am I?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's I mean, there's so many different things that have to happen running a business of any size. Mm-hmm. And running a business of any size is, most owners, they understand that they've got to take care of their deliverables first, their deliverables. And so they've got to perform their service. They got to be on top of the roof. They got to be in the driveway or in the yard doing what they do. And so on. There's so many other things that are important to help keep that business alive that, we provide an outsourcing avenue to help these folks, keep their head above water.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So they don't drown. I used to be a former lifeguard, so I know the importance of having your head above water.
I hear you. I used to be part of a corporate world, and then I started my own business, and was doing my own thing for 14 years or so. So I experienced firsthand that there was just so many things that either I wasn't good at, that I needed to find some other resources, or I didn't have time to do. And so I'm kind of a product of the product, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, we get involved in all kinds of different avenues to help our client base succeed. So some people want phone calls made. Some people want a SWOT analysis done. Some people want help on a complete business plan because they know that a business plan is really important, but they just don't know how to go about doing it. So whatever an individual, a solopreneur, an entrepreneur needs to kind of keep them moving in the direction they want to go to, that's what we do. That's what we help provide, because there's a linkage between a business strategy and the desired results. Mm-hmm. And what's in the middle there that has to bridge that gap, the linchpin is all these other related things that you can do to help bring those desired results together, pull them through that business strategy to make sure that they happen. And so many solopreneurs, they just don't have the resource to get all of what they need done.
Well, I have a series of Ikeisms, as I like to call them, and most of them are just repetition of what I've read that caught my eyes and ears and brain, and I just repeat them when I feel it's appropriate. And what you just described reminds me of my Ikeism, which states that the next worst thing to not knowing is not knowing that you don't know.
Right.
So many people that are in business, and especially if you're a solopreneur, that's self-explanatory, is that if you're the only one and you're going by the knowledge that you've accumulated, you don't realize there's knowledge that you have not even heard about. And the key is to speak to people like you. This is not, you're not doing it like from a textbook. You've been in the business world, and now you have actually seen an opportunity for solopreneurs where you can help them get started, as well as once they get started, how to keep on going. If anyone wants to get a hold of you directly, John, what phone number would you like to give out?
Well, my phone number is 520, that's our Southern Arizona area code, 520-370-8232. And that particular phone is on pretty much 24/7, so feel free, regardless of time zone, to reach out to me at 520-370-8232. And I also, you can search my profile on LinkedIn and connect with me, which is very easy, and an awful lot of people do that. As well as I've got an email of my first two initials and last name. It's JWAECHTER@Comcast.net. So I'm reachable, and also as far as a website is concerned, like I mentioned earlier and you alluded to, I do partner with Don Zavis, and we have contact information on donzavis.com. That's DONZAVIS.com. So there's a multitude of ways that people can reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to give them a complimentary session to learn a little bit about their business and what their trials and tribulations are, and to see if there's any way I could possibly help. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but you never know until you make the call.
You never know, KNOW, when it's an NO alone. Anyway, I thought I'd share those little bits of trivia. And of course, I always like to give out our toll-free number, which is local, and I am looking forward to maybe having you as a speaker. I don't know what your time frame is, but can you stick around for another segment, or are you pressed for time? You got to leave.
Yeah.
You can
sure,
stick around.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good, because I got a few other questions I wanted to ask you. And for those of you who just joined us, John Waechter's advisory network, to get the ice sort of beginning to melt, will make phone calls for you at a very reasonable price, and we can assist you in getting your message out to the right people. And I was talking to John before we got on the air, and I said that one of the biggest problems that most entrepreneurs make is they confuse social type calls to business calls. When you're doing a cold call, which, by the way, the name is perfect because it's cold, and most people don't like that cold. He warms up the potential client. But what's even more important is that because he does the nitty-gritty, so to speak, he can at least identify, once you tell him who you're trying to reach, he can at least give you the human being's name, that who can give you the authority for your getting an order. When you call in on a cold call and you're inexperienced and you have a nice sounding receptionist voice, you get so excited that you've got this person that seems to appreciate your conversation, and you try to make a sale to them. You ain't going to make any sale to them because they don't have the authority to write you a check. And John can at least get you a step closer to that. And he's got a lot more stuff that I want to share with you right after our break. So don't you dare go away. We will be right back with John Waechter from Waechter Advisory Network. What a great name. Don't go away. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Oury Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Oury's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Oury Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. And it's so sweet to have a great sponsor like Oury Bakery, because I'm there almost every other day. And for those of you who keep kosher, good news is all their products are kosher. So if you're having a party at your home or making a sales call, why not pick up one of their really delicious treats? And I'll tell you, nothing makes the sales process sweeter, you should excuse the expression, than you're walking in with one of their great treats. And I really have got a great treat in being able to talk to John Waechter, who's had experience on the front line, so to speak, in work. And he's decided to team up with one of our friends, Don Zavis, out there in Arizona, eh? And in fact, I'm not trying to encourage you to break the law, but if you do business with them, you could go to Arizona as a business expense. Just an idea. And John actually makes phone calls that are vital. Forget for a minute the impersonal way of the Internet. In fact, I don't want to go off track here, but you realize the Internet is so easy for people to use. The people that many times delete the message, even though they may know you, because they don't have the time or patience. Call them, but you're not going to call strangers on the phone, and there are phone calls you have to make in business in terms of getting the ball rolling. And John Waechter, because of his telemarketing cold call services, can get your opportunity. And for those of you who missed the first segment, John's willing to do a free initial assessment to see if you're the right fit. Is that correct, Mr. John Waechter?
That's basically is something that I do on a standard operating basis. Just you gotta start building relationships, and without that first conversation, that relationship's not going to get off the ground. So yeah, we will always do an initial assessment to see what a potential solopreneur's challenges might be, and decide whether or not we could actually assist him or her with whatever project they have going. And we do a lot of sales training on a one-on-one basis as well, because so often solopreneurs, they're very good at what they do, but they do one or two things from an operating standpoint, and they've never been exposed to the blocking and tackling of sales and relationship building and bonding and rapport and closing techniques and handling objections and things along those lines. So that's a big part of our business as well.
Well, it's been said in different ways, but nothing ever happens until a sale is made. Okay?
That's true.
Right? And, John, what I am particularly impressed with is that because of your experience, I am guessing the chances are that there are many people that go into business as an entrepreneur and sort of have a vague idea of who their customer might be. And do you help them identify, hey, here's an area that you should consider? Is that part of your service?
Absolutely. We just simply refer to that as target marketing assistance, and so we assess what a client is doing, and because we are our own kind of network, if you will, we can see alliances between different types of organizations where the solopreneur is not going to have access to. So we do help everybody formalize in a certain way a more intelligent target market, and because of our connections in the communities throughout Arizona and Michigan, for that matter, we're able to put people together to increase the commercial activity between two sets of organizations, and yeah, that's providing target market assistance is definitely an important. It's important in relationship building and building out your network. It's important in social media. It's important in making sure that you've got the right product and feature benefits. So it's really important when you're trying to identify your sales funnel and where you want to go to generate leads.
And you actually have a weekly meeting on Fridays, so that you've got that additional support from fellow business professionals. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly right. And it's a sales training class, but it involves more. In addition to just sales training, there's a lot of business coaching. There's a lot of things that we kind of always push. The 10 tips of networking, and again, not to be repetitive, but all the fundamentals of what it takes to be a good sales organization. And so many individuals or husband-wife teams or smaller entrepreneurs, they just never had that experience on how to approach that whole world of sales, because you don't teach sales in school.
No, right.
So we go through all the soft skills and making sure that all those bases are covered for people, so that they can get the results, the desired results that they're looking for through their planning mechanisms.
Well, it's been fantastic talking to you, and we're definitely going to work together, and hopefully we'll have you on the air more frequently. But right now, I only have enough time for my favorite parting thought, and it's been a delight to talk to you, John, and that is that if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way, and if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it's the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248